What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Gonna wait a couple minutes. We're gonna break some stuff down. But we had some action last night. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes, let some people hop up in here before we start breaking this stuff down, though. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. So decided to go live at 4 instead of 3. One, because I know there's a lot of people be coming in at 4, and two, the most important reason is because I looked at the charts before I started the live, saw how the charts were looking, saw how the charts played out last night. We was taking some trades during Tokyo session, and I just decided that the charts weren't going to do anything. So I was like, might as well just push it back an hour. I gotta fix this though, so let me fix this really quick. Give me 1 second. Make sure to like the live, y'all hop up in here, y'all. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Here we go. All right. But yeah, we got news at 8:30 today. Got Canadian USD news at 8:30. Got some nice moves yesterday, last night. Right, we went over how we ended yesterday as far as London, New York session went. We caught a nice gold sell. Hit TP4 on that. Then when markets reopened, I re-entered. I literally entered the candlestick before this gap, and then after price gapped, did a nice retest, and then proceeded to do the move we was looking for yesterday. So I was able to make a nice 1-to-5 on this, scaled it another 1-to-1, and then I closed. I got wicked out. I didn't hold this whole way down. But yeah, so I was able to ride this whole candlestick down yesterday. Fucking nasty move right there. And we broke this down during yesterday's London session live as well. So if y'all weren't in the live yesterday, you could have missed out on this setup right here. US30 also went as projected. We talked about this during the London session live. as well as we talked about this with the members and students before it played out. Let me show you that. Let me pull that up really quick. Right, because it's called the playbook for a reason. The charts went absolutely insane yesterday. Let me show you this really quick. Where we at? What's going on, Jerry? I see you up in here. Yeah, so last night the markets went crazy. That's why I always tell you, there's 23 hours out the day, 5 days out the week for opportunities. When people talking about Tokyo session has no volume, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, right? Because every session has their time when there's low volume. It's not just Tokyo session. Just like Tokyo session has its times where there is volume, right? Every session has their moments where there's low volume, right? We can clearly see that if we just go back to last week when there was no volume during New York session, all the volume was during London and Tokyo session. But so this was last night, as you can see. Well, this wasn't last night. This was this morning. Well, yesterday morning at 9:16, right before New York session. You see 9:16 a.m., 15 minutes before New York open. I sent these 3 screenshots here. I said setups I'm looking at. Let me pull it up. You can see I had this gold screenshot. Then you see I had this US30 screenshot. And then I sent this GJ screenshot. We go to US30, 930 candlestick. Look at that nasty move right there. And then again, like we talked about, this was the move we went for on Wednesday. But instead of holding that low, it did the retracement. And then the next day, as you can see, as soon as New York Open started, it went and did the move we was looking for and more. Right, so this was a nice 1-4 right there. You could call. We also broke this down to the London session live. I sent these screenshots out right before New York session started. Of course, we went live yesterday as well. If y'all did not watch yesterday's live, when we went live during the news, members, make sure to watch that over the weekend. We went over a lot of good information in there. Right, so gold, obviously, we see how gold played out. Did a nice move, but the real move happened last night. So I re-entered, took that last night. And then, of course, GJ, again, you see right here, 197.95. We talked about this yesterday as well. Again, you can see the same level, 197.95. Let me just click it so you can see. Right, 197.95. Do the screenshot, same exact level, 197.95. And you can see the same market structure right here. And look at these candlesticks. Right. So literally all 3 of those went as projected yesterday. And me and the members hopped into a GJ trade. We caught a nice quick move before I rejected. We hit like TP2, almost TP3. We caught like a nice 20 pip, 15 pip move last night. Then rejected. So it's been a good week. It's been a good week. So we're gonna be looking for some more setups. I do like this gold setup here. The only thing is, like I always tell y'all, we've already had a huge move happen. Nice lower low cut, right? So today we also have some news. So like I always tell y'all, London session just started an hour. Whoops, my bad, y'all. London session just started an hour ago, and we already have this huge candlestick for today. So we're either going to see, like we saw earlier this week when I talked about this with a couple other charts like GBPUSD. Remember GU yesterday, right? Remember what I told you about GU yesterday? How it did that big move before London session even started, and we caught those 2 setups right here. Remember, I told you, I said we could see buys here, but we're most likely going to see retracement consolidation. What did we see? We saw price push up. Then we see 445. What happened? Price retraced. Then we had 930 open, and then it went back and then consolidated, right? So with gold, it's already did a big ass move for today. Now we do need to hold this level as resistance right here at 32.84 for the downtrend to continue. So we're either going to see price do the same thing, retrace a little bit, and consolidate. Oh shit! Or we're going to see a abnormally large candlestick pop up in a bit, right? So we're still gonna be looking for sales on gold nonetheless. I'll talk about this price piece in a second. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to check it out after the live. Make sure to like the live as you hop up in here as well. And make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We just hit, where we at right now? We just hit 3,000. Let me pull it up on my phone. We just hit 3,700 subscribers. Let's get to 3,800, y'all. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Yeah, I enjoy London session too. Yeah, I enjoy trading London. I like Tokyo session too, but I definitely like London session because then you can ride the wave going into New York, or you can be done before New York even plays out. All right, so we see gold still, making a move. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. So with gold, we can look for continued sales. We either want to see a price can, like it is right now, hold 32.84 as resistance, and then we can see continued sales going down to 32.60. Or we can see price possibly retrace back up to 33.04, and then look for sales going to there as well. Yeah, I just like how this looks right here. But again, it's already the big move for the day. That doesn't mean it won't keep on going though, especially because there's a lot of consolidation that was going on. Failed to make a new higher high and break out the all-time highs, and now we have the downtrend momentum come back down. So this is definitely an important level that needs to be held as resistance right here, 32.84. So we're going to be looking for sales on that nonetheless. US30, we're going to be looking for buys as well. Again, uptrend continued, bullish momentum continuing. With US30, it did a nice move yesterday. We do have a gap right here. So with US30, I would like to see a retracement and price retest 43,400, 43,410. Again, this is the Orlando source on TradingView. But if it doesn't retrace and it breaks above and holds 43,600 as support, we can look for continued buys going to 43,820. Right, but we're looking for buys on this nonetheless. But again, it did a pretty decent move yesterday as well as so far today. And then with GJ, we're going to be looking for buys still as well. All right, we're really bullish. We're trying to catch that higher high last night. GU's been moving this week. I don't know what's been going on with GU, but GU's been moving. Right, it broke out of that consolidation, and I think it's just been pumping. But when we look at GU, that's kind of what GU's been up to this year, right? They'll consolidate, do a big ass move. Consolidate, do a big ass move. Consolidate, do a big ass move. Like that's just what GU's been doing lately. Consolidate, big ass move. Reversal, big ass move. Consolidate, big ass move. Consolidate, big ass move. So I don't know what's been going on with GU lately. This is another reason why I always talk about don't try to beat price or outsmart price. Just keep it simple and go with the flow of price, right? Because I guarantee a bunch of people would have been like, "Oh, it's overbought," or it's due for a retracement, and try to outsmart price. But that's why I always say just go with the flow of price. You watch any of my trade breakdowns. By the way, new trade breakdown dropping today. But you watch any of my trade breakdowns, I always say the same thing: go with the flow of price. Go with the flow of price. Right. So with GJ, we're going to be looking for buys as well. It already retested this low multiple times, so I do want to see this resistance low at 198.50 get held as support. If we can hold this as support, we can look for buys going to 199.05. But if it does reject this level and come back down to 197.95, we can look for buys going back up to here. Again, we go on the 4 hour, we have the strong resistance level. I was trying to see if we could break that. Again, we're doing a retest here. So we're going to see if we can break through that, but we could not do that last night. So we're going to see what happens after news and between now going into New York session. Right, again, we got news at 8:30 for Canada and USA. So make sure you keep that time in mind. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that news plays out. I'm gonna put a stop loss right there. So now, right now, we're just letting price do its thing, just waiting for our confirmations, and of course, volume to kick in. Yeah, like I said, GU's been going absolutely crazy. So GU, we're gonna be looking for buys still. Um, it's been pushing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So a retracement is due, but we are still bullish nonetheless. And I think it's still moving. I don't know what's been going on with GU. GU's been going crazy lately. Right. So this was kind of like what I was trying to see GJ do. Break this resistance level and keep going. But it didn't do that last night. That's what I was kind of good to see what GJ could do. But with GU, we're still going to be looking for buys. It could try to retrace and make its way back down to 33.60. But we're looking for buys nonetheless. So we can look for buys at 33.90, 33.60, or if it retraces back down to 37.25, we can look for buys. Or if it breaks this resistance level right here and holds 37.60 as support, we can look for buys. So there's a lot of places we can look for buys at. But I definitely do have to keep in mind and be cautious and aware of retracements. Because again, the way I like to trade is I don't hope when I like to trade, but you know how the saying goes: prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? So I'm prepared for everything. I acknowledge all the possibilities that price can do, and I'm prepared and ready for them, right? So even if I'm looking for buys, I gotta acknowledge that price can also go down, but I also gotta figure out what would make it go down, and also determine what's the likelihood. Just like we're going for sales, the same thing, right? That way, no matter what price does, I'm not shocked, confused, or surprised, and I know exactly what's going on, and I know what I need to do. You get what I'm saying? Especially with the market conditions we had, right? I was just talking to a member yesterday during one-on-one sessions. He was like, "Yeah, man, like I've been seeing a lot. You've been talking about like, we've been ranging a lot or just waiting for volume." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I've been saying, I know I sound like a broken record, but that's literally what the case has been with a lot of these charts. You get what I'm saying? And we can see that just by simply looking at price, right? So let's go into a naked chart really quick so we can break this down. Uh, let's go to naked chart. Well, this is a naked chart. This is the chart I was showing yesterday. What's going on here? Do you think ES is going to run alongside NAS? Let's take a look at ES really quick. Let's take a look at ES really quick. So the thing with like NAS100, US30 SPX, QES, and then what is it, YM for US30 or whatever. The thing about these charts is they are correlating pairs, they are correlating charts, right? Like when we pull up ES, we look at NAS100. We go to a new chart. We can see very similar market structure, right? We can see very similar market structure, but not all the time is the market structure the same. It's just like with forex pairs, right? Like GBPJPY, Euro JPY. On the smaller time frames, they could be doing the same move, but also not all the time, right? Like for example, when we took right that gold trade is so tempting, but I have to stick to my rules. I already made a bag off gold. So that thing's kind of tempting, but we also have news. So with the news pops out, that thing's either going to tank or it's going to retrace and then tank. But let's switch to this one. US30. That's what we're doing. Right. So when we go to US30, we already had US. No, I didn't. Switch to let's just use this chart. Fuck it. Right. So actually, we're going to go to this one. So we can. The perfect example is the US30 trade we took on, what was it, Wednesday? I'm terrible with days. Pretty sure it was Wednesday. Yeah. So when we look at Wednesday, US30, this is what US30 did. But we go to NAS100 on Wednesday, right? Okay. So we took that trade on US30. You see, this was 3 a.m. We took this trade London session, 3, 4:30, right? Then we see 9 a.m. When we go to NAS100 on Wednesday, uh, that's Thursday, we can see at 3 a.m. price pushed up. So the push up we was looking for on US30, right? 4 a.m., 4:15. US30 did not do that. 4 a.m., 4:15. Look what happened. Price did not do that move we was looking for, right? So when we go into the bigger time frames, we can see that the charts look very similar, but not all the time are they going to be the same market structure wise on the bigger time frames, and not all the time are they going to do the same moves on the smaller time frames. Now there are times where that does happen, but not all the time. So I never recommend you make a decision on one pair based off a correlating pair. You always want to treat every chart as its own. Do your own analysis on each chart. Look at the market structure and things like that, right? Because I used to do that a lot as well, right? So again, go to my YouTube channel. You go to lives, right? Because it says videos, shorts, posts, lives. You go to lives. You go to oldest. Watch my oldest live streams from 2 years ago. You'll see that I used to have like 20, 30 charts I used to look at. And I used to look at correlating pairs. And I can show that in here as well, right? I used to look at correlating pairs and I used to trade correlating pairs on the same days and call signals on the same days. US30, GBPJPY, NAS100, right? I used to also do the same thing on JPY pairs. I used to look at AUD JPY, Euro JPY, GBP JPY, right? GBPUSD, Euro USD, right? So when I used to trade all those, that's when I used to notice. Like even right here, right? This was an old ass signal from 2022. This is what we talk about. Everybody be talking, man, I'm just gonna hop on the trend, right? Because I don't understand why it's a trend now on TikTok. Everybody's acting like top ticking, bottom ticking, some new thing. But as you see, we've been doing this. We were doing this in 2022, so I don't understand. But anyways, I guess that's just how trends work, right? Well, we look right here how I called a US30 and NAS100 sell, but you see US30 dropped a lot more aggressively than NAS100, and you can see some similarities, but also differences in the market structure, right? But ultimately, it did the same move. You can see similarities and differences in the market structure. So you always want to, when you're doing an analysis, make your decision based on that chart, not on correlating charts, right? Because again, we was bullish on NAS100, US30, SPX. We're bullish on ES, YM, NQ, but the market structure, we can see similarities and differences, right? We can see lately it's done the same move, right? It's made the higher high. But then when we explore and look around, we can also see some differences come into play. So you always want to make your decision based off of the chart you're looking at, right? It's just like with Forex pairs. I can pull up Euro JPY, and I'm going to give you an analysis on ES as well after this. I'm just showing you examples really quick, right? And then I pull up GBPJPY. We can see completely different market structure. They're both bullish, but the market structure is completely different. You see what I'm saying? We're both bullish, but the market structure is completely different. Right, so that's just some examples. But yeah, let me redo my levels on ES and I'll give you a proper analysis. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Got another video dropping for y'all today. Make sure you guys know these on to be on the lookout for that. But let me put these other charts up. What was I looking at? I was looking at put US30 up. And then we'll mark off ES for you so I can give you some more accurate and now prices to pay attention to. Where's my source? Yeah, but hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Right, and goals is teasing me, but I'm gonna stay disciplined. I'm not gonna take that stuff. Even if it goes my way, like I said, I already made a bag off of it. Just did a big move, and we got news. There's no point in, at this point, this will me just being greedy and gambling, right? You know, all this talk about trading's not gambling. People just be gambling. Trading's not risky. People just be risky. So again, caught some nice wins last night. I'm chilling. And again, if y'all don't know, this week going into the new quarter, the signal was changing up and switching it back to how I used to do things. Because there was a moment where I had people like, it was weird. Like when I first started, I literally only had people that traded the sessions I traded. But as we grow, you know, which isn't a bad thing, we got people. Well, we already have people from all over the world, but we have a lot more people from all over the world. We have a lot more people um, America as well, because I guess because I was in London session, I was getting a lot of people from like Africa and Europe, but now I got people from all over the world, and not everybody likes to trade the same stuff. Not everybody trades forex, right? So some days I call a trade, even though I do the New York price watch list every day, and there'll be charts going as projected. Not everybody trades forex, so if I call a forex signal for the day, and you don't trade forex, you know you would have to take a trade on your own based off the New York price watch list, or vice versa. If I call it a future indice and you only trade forex, the same thing. So now I'm calling forex and future/indice trades, as well as I'm calling signals if I see setups, of course, all sessions. All right, so again, that doesn't mean you gotta trade and take every trade. Stick to y'all's trading plan, right? So if you are a London and New York trader, trade London, New York, right? Or like I said, I got people that are like, I can't trade London session, I got work. All right, well, be on the charts Tokyo session, take Tokyo session setups, right? Or some people can't trade New York session. Well, guess what? There's 3 sessions, 23 hours of the day, 5 days out the week, right? There is bound to be a time on the charts where there's a setup that you can take, right? So, did ES break all time highs too? That's interesting. So that does that mean SPX broke all time highs as well? Because I know NAS did, which is why I switched to US30. But SPX as well. I'm gonna have to check that out because now I'm kind of curious. But yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just marking up these levels for you. That's good right there. All right, so looking at ES, we still have bullish momentum, so we're going to be looking for buys. So at this point, it's currently chilling right here. So if you can hold 62.10 as support, you can look for buys going to 62.24. Or if it retraces back down to 61.94, then you can look for buys going there. Again, it did a big move, so it could retrace possibly as low as 61.45. Really depends on what the news does, how that plays out. But for today, he hasn't really done anything, right? So it's most likely going to try to retrace, or it's going to keep on pushing and continue a higher high. But as you can see here, these were the previous highs right here. This was the strong resistance level. Got turned into support on the smaller time frames, but not on the bigger time frames yet. So it could try to do that, or it's going to keep on the bullish momentum, keep pushing. But we're looking for buys nonetheless. We got news at 8:30. This is. Do we have Monday? Is the last day of the month. So next week, again, the first and last week of the month are the toughest weeks to trade because we have all these reports coming out, new weekly, monthly candlesticks coming out. Especially we have a new quarter, so there's a lot of stuff going to be popping off and taking place. But nonetheless, we're still going to do what we're going to do, and we'll do it next week and this next week. But yeah, so that's what's going on with these charts right here. Again, they did some big moves yesterday and last night. So right now, we're just watching the charts and also kind of waiting to see what happens between now and New York session. As you can see, prices just kind of been chilling since Tokyo session. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. All right, all these charts are kind of just chilling right. All right, nice move happened before London session. Nice move happened Tokyo session. Now we're just kind of chilling right now. What's going on, Doug? I see you up in here. Yeah, you ain't missed too much. We just been breaking things down, chopping it up. Right, and like always, if we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., we're going to wait till after the news plays out. We're going to wait for 8:30, 9:30, between 8:30 and 9:30, and then we're going to look for at least one more setup to wrap up the week. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, so gold is showing right there. So again, the game plan for today is we're going to be looking for continued US30 buys. We're going to be looking for continued gold sells. Then we're going to be looking for continued GJ and GU buys. Right. So again, to recap yesterday, that gold sell we caught hit TP4, then rejected. We took that going into New York session. We entered it right before New York opened. As you can see right here, we entered it at 9 a.m. Actually, I could just show you the signal. Why not just show you the signal? Let's pull it up. Where we at? So we caught a nice little move on GM yesterday, and then we caught a nice move on gold. This was gold setup, like I saw with the screenshots. Again, you see, we went to the 912. Sent those 3 screenshots saying setups we're looking at for today. It was the gold sell. It was US30 buy. Then it was a GJ buy. Then you can see literally 9:30 open. US30 went absolutely crazy, and then did the exact move we was looking for on Wednesday. Then you can see gold. We hit TP4. and then price rejected. Then last night when markets opened, I re-entered. I entered earlier than this level, but again, when you're on the charts a lot, you can kind of notice how things play out, especially on a week by week basis. So I knew we had bearish momentum. I saw price fail to do that full move, but I also saw in the bigger time frames we still had bearish momentum. So I was like, yeah, it's probably going to try to do that thing right now, if not London session. So I re-entered, and then literally, I didn't even know I was going to do this because obviously I don't have a crystal ball. But that's why you want to go with the floor price. Literally, I entered before the gap, and then when the next 15 popped up at 1800, that gap shot price down, and then did a little bit of retracement, consolidating, and then dumped all night, as you can see, 10 o'clock all the way down to midnight. So then I was able to catch the full move we was looking for yesterday, as well as a little bit more. And then we also took a nice GBPJPY setup, got like a nice 20 pip move before rejecting. As you can see, it's just been consolidating since then. Right, and then of course the GJ prior to this GBPJPY, that screenshot when that's projected yesterday. And obviously US30 when that's projected yesterday. So that's why I'm telling you, there's opportunities all over the place. There's literally no excuse not to be making money in these markets. There's literally setups all over the place. There's no excuses, right? So even if you miss a signal, you get wicked out, you don't meet your daily goal. There's literally setups all over the place. You just gotta be on the charts and get ready for it. Right, because again, like not every trade is going to hit the final TP, especially the first sweep, which is why I always talk about securing profits and then don't be scared to possibly re-enter, right? Because not every time price retraces is going to push back down and then go like this, right? Because we see here, price literally whipped our stop loss, then dumped down, right? But there's also going to be times where price doesn't whip the stop loss, it's going to reject completely, right? So you always want to you want to be strict with your money, right? Because again, what price does in the moment is not a guarantee, but what you see your profits are is what you see, right? So you have to make a decision, and we all make the choice. That's why I be telling people like, look, like you gotta stick to your game plan, right? Because you cannot convince me that you're not looking at the chart, seeing price consolidate or stay in the same great place for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and not once, not more than once, the thought came to your head, should I close or should I secure profits, take partials, whatever the case may be? That thought has to pop up. You cannot convince me it doesn't, right? And you make a decision to keep holding. So if you make that decision, you got to be prepared for that consequence. But in the stage I'm at now, again, I'm here to make money. So I understand that every trade is going to try and do that full move off rip. So I'm okay with securing profits. And then when that move does happen, I'm ready for that as well. But I also have a nice cushion of profits beforehand. That's the thing you just get better with as time goes on, but you always want to mix it up. You always want to secure profits. You don't want to let winners turn to losers. You don't want to let winners turn to losers. Now, obviously, like we talked about in yesterday's live, well, not the London session live, but the members only live, even with those losses, like I broke it down. I might make a video talking about it for everybody else, but literally I did the math, and the signals from just this month alone, you could have tripled your account. That's including the losses. That's strictly signals, not any of the other setups. I seen screenshots of or in the New York price watches simply if you would have just took every signal I called this month. Not including the signals from yesterday. I didn't even do the math for yesterday's signals. Just including the signals you took from Wednesday this week up to the beginning of the month. You could have literally had you'd be up triple your account right now, and that's just this month. That's not even including the quarter, right? So I might start calculating that as well because I be telling folks, I'm like, bro, you can literally double your account every month if you do things properly. And people be like, oh, that's not impossible because I just went on Google and Google said, 99% of traders fail. So that's not possible. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's crazy what you can do with this trading shit once you lock in. But yeah, the markets are just kind of chilling right now. This is also why I was like, I might as well go live later because there's a lot of people be hopping in at 4 a.m. versus 3 a.m. But it seems like today it's the opposite. It's like today people aren't in here at all, but it's all good. It is all good. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at the charts, drop them in the chat. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Yeah, and that's why it's like I'm gonna stick to the rules. I already saw that coming. All right, it's about to fuck people up because again, they did that crazy move London session. I mean, New York, not London, the Tokyo session. So the folks, New York and London session are going to be like, oh shit, it's time for sales. Again, this is a very, very, very strong support level right here. This was a level that held strong when we was ranging consolidating for a while. That's what I was supposed to talk about and show y'all. I got sidetracked. Let me do that. I got sidetracked. That's what I was supposed to show y'all. All right. Just go ahead and try. Where we at? Where we at? No, not this one. Right. So when I was saying that we've been stuck and struggling to make new higher highs and lower lows, we can literally see that when we go into the bigger time frame, right? So right here we had clear bullish momentum, and this day right here was Wednesday, the 16th of April, April 16th. So from April 16th to even now, we've been stuck in the same spot, right? We've been struggling to break above and hold 33.90 as support and make a new higher high. And we've also been struggling to break this support. It's crazy because I already have it marked off. It's crazy. I don't even remember where I had this marked off, right? But we've also been struggling to break and hold 32.86 as resistance, literally since April 16th. April, May, June, going into July, right? So again, so when everybody was talking about, oh, what's going on with the charts? This is why I tell y'all the bigger time frames explain what price is doing and the direction price is going. The smaller time frames only show you what price is doing at that exact moment. You need all the information you can get, especially when you're making these trades. So when we go into the bigger time frame, we can clearly see why on the smaller time frames prices ranging, consolidating, and keep on rejecting these levels over and over again. It's because literally for 3 months we've been struggling again to hold this low as support and break and hold this low as resistance. US30. That's what we're about to find this on US30. The same exact shit. Again, we have bullish momentum from May 12th up until literally Tuesday. Price was stuck in this box right here. That's a whole month of price stuck, struggling to make a lower, higher high, right? And then when we get rid of this arrow, not only was that a whole month of price struggling, but look at all these wicks and tiny candlesticks showing that price again. It was constantly rejecting levels and struggling to make that new move. It literally wasn't until Tuesday, Wednesday that we see price broke that resistance level, held that support, and made that new higher high. Wait, this looks familiar, doesn't it? Where have we seen this before? I'm gonna show you where we've seen this before. I'm gonna show you exactly where we've seen this before. In the price action and technical analysis playbook, it is called the playbook for a fucking reason. When we go to the rules of the uptrend, what does it say? In order for the trend to continue, we need to break past the previous high, which gives a new higher high. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So we see this was the higher high, higher low, support level being held, resistance level still being rejected and resisted. So again, what did happen for the uptrend to continue? That resistance level turned to a support. What did price do this week? Broke that resistance level, turned it into support, which gave us what? A new higher high. Okay, the arrows want to troll me. No, we're going to show the folks. Show the folks at home. Right? Every single week, every single chart, I keep on showing y'all this is how price works and moves. So everybody that be telling y'all that price is randomly doing shit, or all those people on the internet, I'm still gonna troll these trading influencers. Everybody on the internet last week, over the weekend, oh, World War III is starting. It's time to short NAS. It's time to short the markets. If any of y'all listen to those idiots online, I am sorry that y'all lost some money. Right? But I've been telling y'all we're still bullish, but we was just struggling and waiting for volume. GJ. What are we gonna find when we look at GJ? Same exact thing. Look at this. Right? And a higher high made. Price retraced. Right back to where it was here. This was May 15th. June 5th. They're also struggling to break this resistance level here. June 19th. Again, a whole another 2.5 months before price broke that resistance level and made a new higher high. Right? Literally all these charts. GU is the worst of them all. GU is the worst of them all. Look at this. Consolidation for 3 weeks. 3 days of a push. Consolidation from March 6th all the way to April. A whole another month. Then a reversal. Then a push up. And then again, April 21st. All the way to, again, a whole another month. And we had a push. And then look at right here. May 23rd. All the way to, again, a whole another month. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what the markets do. I always tell y'all there's 3 cycles. And I talk about those 3 cycles in Playmaker University in the price action technical analysis playbook. So, you know, that's just how the markets move, right? There's going to be periods of price ranging in place, and there's going to be periods where price is moving. So you got to take advantage of when price is moving and also be smart and safe when price is not moving, which is why, again, you don't want to be greedy. You want to watch the charts, manage your trade, secure profits, and don't let winners turn to losers, right? So we're looking to see a price can break this resistance level holder, that support for the uptrend to continue. We're currently rejecting that right now. Got a new 5 minute better pump up in a little bit. But we want to see what next quarter looks like. Very excited because it was like how it's always been. About to run it up. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. Been looking in charts. Drop them in the chat. Make sure to like the live if you haven't already. Yes, I definitely got to do some stock updates. I'm looking at my stock portfolio right now, and literally, well, let me not say that yet. Hold on. Oh my goodness, that's why the ETFs were going crazy this week. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, man. Man, literally all the stocks are making higher highs. So crypto's on sale right now, but all the stocks are making higher highs right now. The stocks I talk about at least. Holy shit, y'all. This is a great way to end the quarter. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some updates. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do some updates. Cause it's been a couple months. I've been slacking. Um but we go back down memory lane. If we go back down memory lane, when I dropped this video in April, the beginning of the quarter, told y'all to get into these 5 stocks right now. Did I even show the prices? Damn, I should have showed the prices. I'm gonna go to the video. We gotta talk about this. Hold on, y'all, because the stocks are going crazy. Can't lie to y'all, folks. I dropped this video at the beginning of the quarter. Man, What is this? Hold on. The beginning of the quarter, MicroStrategy was at $262. The beginning of the quarter, MicroStrategy was at $262. $262, ladies and gentlemen. Again, off this beginning of the quarter, April. Again, it was at $262. I'm on the video. The video is at $262. Where is that right now? Oh, yeah, it's called the playbook for a reason. Shout out to those that invested in trusting me when everybody and their mama was talking about the stock market was crashing and Trump hates us. Because y'all would have bought when everybody was freaking out. I would be up right now. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me show you what the weather is. I'm going to drop the video in the chat too so you know what video I'm talking about. Let's go back to this video. I might have to do the math on this, but that's some nasty work. So MSTR is up a shit ton. What was the price at? Well, I don't even gotta look at the prices. I'm gonna look at that up later. We talked about the Charles Schwab. Let me see what this is up. So that one. You can't make this shit up, y'all. That is crazy. Again, y'all. Man, I don't know what else I gotta show folks, man. Palantir. Man, I was wondering why those ETFs were going crazy. Man, if y'all got into these, shout out to y'all, man. I didn't realize it was fucking 3 months ago. I did this late at the beginning of the quarter. CVS. Man. I might have to do a double upload today because we gotta talk about this shit, man. CVS kind of still chilling, but it's on its way to doing something. It's filling that gap slowly but surely. Again, gaps are going to take a lot longer on the bigger time frames to get filled. GJ's pushing back up. Oh my goodness. I was like, why are the ETFs going so stupid? But if y'all didn't watch the ETF video, the ETFs are based off of Tesla, Nvidia, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, and then I forgot what OT covers. But they all YieldMax also has one for Palantir as well as Meta, I think. But the ones I made a video on are kind of like they give the biggest dividends. By the way, we should be, if not this week, we should be getting another one because we got 2 payouts Monday from those 5 dividends. We had another 2 payouts like not last week but the week before last week, so we should be getting another one if not today, next week as well. I think it's dropping today. I think MicroStrategy pays us today. Let's look at that. This is nasty right here. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do a double upload because these charts went absolutely, oh my goodness, y'all. 494 is now at 7. And everybody and their mama was saying the markets were crashing. I'm telling y'all, once you understand how the charts work, you just block out the noise because you realize all the other motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. and you're gonna make some money. I have to make a video updating y'all on those because that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Talk about, because literally just a month it was doing this, but 3 months. Let me see. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do. It's doing a double upload. So after I'm gonna wrap this live up in a little bit. You guys got questions? Drop in the chat. It's gonna have to be a double upload. Damn, we're gonna show 3 month performance. They're really short. Oh, let me see if I'm trying to find. Yeah, I know I can hop on Google something, calculate that shit. ChatGPT do some shit. That's craziness. It's crazy what happens. You just invest. You just let that shit do its thing. Especially when you buy at the right prices. That's crazy work right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna have DeepSeek do the math for me. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Again, we do got news at 8:30. I have a video dropping for you at the beginning of New York session. Oh, look at that, perfect timing. I got a new video dropping for y'all at the beginning of New York session, and I'm probably gonna have another one drop in the afternoonish. Because yeah, I gotta do updates on those stocks because the stocks just went crazy. All right, y'all. Again, if you don't see any setups between now and 6 a.m., I do recommend waiting until after the 8:30 news to take a setup. Again, we're going to be looking for gold sales. If gold can break below and hold 32.84 as resistance, we can look for continued sales going to 32.60, or we can see price retrace and retest because they did not retest 33.04. And we look for sales going there. US30, we're looking for buys. We're either going to look for a retracement, which is what I want to see, 43,400. We're going to look for buys going back up to the resistance at 43,600. Or if we hold 43,600 as support, we can look for buys going to 43,800. GJ, we're going to be looking for buys. If we hold 198.50 as support, we can look for buys going to 199.05. Or if it retraces, we can look for buys going to 197.95. And then GBPUSD, we're going to be looking for buys as well. If we can maintain the whole 37.25 support, we can look for buys going back up to these highs here at 37.60. Or if we can break about 37.60 to hold that support, we can look for continued buys going through 37.90. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody who's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody who's been live since y'all joined. Make sure you hit that first link in the description going to free signal for Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my signal services or mentorship programs, you already know what to do. Click those links in the description, become a playmaker. Again, be on the lookout for these videos, y'all. Do not waste this weekend, all right? It's a new month approaching. Review y'all's trades this week. Review y'all's trades this month. Revise y'all's trading plans. It's time to lock in. We're at the halfway point. It's halftime. It is time to lock in, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Y'all want to contact me, you already know what to do. Members, y'all can hit me up in the DMs in the group chat. If you're not a member, you can still hit me up in the DMs. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see that scrolling at the bottom of our screen. Got some new posts for y'all today as well. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmaker_. Post daily on both pages. I appreciate you too, my boy. We'll be back at the same time next week. London session 3 a.m. EST.